leading opportunity calls, and your opportunity calls have less than 20 people on them. And most of the people on that call are people that are already building the business. They're not actual potentials. Put a 1 in the chat if that is you. Because while you doing your own thing helps you to feel like you're stepping up as a leader, and it satisfies kind of your ego piece that I was talking about, where you feel needed and wanted and responsible and good, and like you're showing up and you're just being a good leader because you're creating all these events, but like nobody is coming. There is no energy on that call. And you guys, that is what happened to us. Amongst some other things, that's what happened to us. This team where we had 120 people come to an opportunity call, we were now seeing like 15, 16, 10 people come to a call. And it was like there was no energy there. And energy is everything, and everything is energy. And I am telling you that the public perception of people when they see 1,500 people on an opportunity call this Monday, or this Thursday when they see 2,000 or 3,000 people come to the call about the products, and you take a screenshot of that and you circle it and you show it on your social media, you know what's going to happen? It's going to be like these startups, or it's going to be like these companies that have had, you know, these waves of a momentum come in, where they're having hundreds and thousands of people come on a call. And what happens is all these unsuspecting people on social media that are watching it, they think Plexus is the place to be. Holy cow, my friend Melissa, she's been talking about Plexus and how it's such a big thing, and she's actually not lying. There's 2,500 people on this call. And the only way this happens is if we all drop our egos. We all get in the boat and we row together. Because here's the thing, is like Melissa, myself, Kinley, Jordan, Marissa, Amber, we're not saying we're better than you. We're not saying we know better than you. We're not saying that we have all the answers, or that our call design that we created is absolutely perfect. But I would say it's pretty dang good. Wouldn't you say Melissa did an amazing job on Monday, and Jordan and Kinley are going to crush it tomorrow? Like, these calls are professional level, and they are only going to get better. They are only going to get dialed in even more and perfected even more. And there's a quality standard that you can count on. You know it's going to be at the same time, with the same link, with the same level of professionalism, and no one going off the rails with a 20-minute life story testimonial, right? Like, these are going to be quality little nuggets that you know you can invite people to. And if we can all kind of just drop our ego of just like wanting to be the savior for our teams, and understanding that we have to kind of put our egos on the sacrificial altar and be like, you know what? If I get my team involved in this, and people start to see 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, I'm going to even say 5,000 people on a call, we are going to see the level of growth go up exponentially in Plexus. I just absolutely know it. And you guys, I know I can create good content. I know I can lead good calls. I know how to talk about Plex. I can do it in my sleep. Put a 1 in the chat if you're like, I can do an opportunity presentation in my sleep and I kill it. I have no doubt you can kill it. But those 10 or 15 people showing up on a call are killing your business. And what will help to grow your business is if you trust, if you're open to receive this system, and you are open to implement it into your teams. Here's what I want you to know. This takes absolutely nothing from you. It takes nothing from your leadership, and ultimately it is going to give you back more freedom. And freedom and peace and a peaceful build is what I desire most in this season of my life. I will no longer hustle. I will no longer work a 12-hour day. I will no longer miss all of the things. I don't regret how I built. I think that that's the way that God wanted me to build. I feel like I was just supposed to do it, and not know what I was doing, because I learned so many great lessons. But now if I can turn to you guys that are just coming up or just learning, I would say there's a better way. And it's to follow the system, and it's to get into the boat, and it's to row together. And if you do that, you can build the types of businesses that we've built without the pain and suffering, and without the 12-hour days, right? I don't know about you, but I just won't do that. And so if you utilize these calls on Mondays and Thursdays as you have been taught and trained, you are going to see that anybody in your organization can learn that they can do the same thing you're doing. They can invite to Monday. They can invite to Thursday. They don't have to be an expert to do that. Their ambassadors or their VIPs can text in. They don't have to be an expert at that. Like, all of these things are provided for you. The sponsor guide, the getting started guide, it's all there. And it's so, so important that we stick to these resources, because remember, a system is only as good as it can apply to the beginner and the advanced person. And so it's natural for us to look at something and say, well, it could be a little bit better. It should be this way. I don't know. I would say it this way. Maybe this step should go here and this step should go here. And we want to pick things apart and we want to micromanage things. But do you know what? To your new person, they don't need that. They don't care. It doesn't matter. Like, them just having the essential steps and knowing what they need to know and doing what they need to do to make their first $300, $500, and $1,000 is all that matters. Perfection doesn't matter. In this sponsors guide, you'll know how to guide them. In the getting started guide, they will have everything they need to add their +1 and also to go to silver and beyond. And so you have the opportunity to come into this system while maintaining your individuality. Here's how I'm going to use this system and maintain my individuality. We still have our own team calls or team huddles, whatever you do. If you've had a team call or a team huddle on Mondays, I get it, you guys. That's what we had too. And a little while ago, we moved our call. Okay, even before this system came out, you can move a call. It's okay to move a call. Change is okay. Teaching your people to be flexible, teaching them to understand that sometimes we make shifts and we make changes. That's good. If you want to be successful, you have to be flexible. So could you shift your call so that you could start implementing this system for the good of all levels deep and all people within your team, not just your rock stars who could do it without a system? Because I'm not just talking to the rock stars. I'm talking about the thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people we have in Plexus who aren't rock stars, who need a simple system to follow. And so consider shifting your call, but still keep your team huddles or your team calls. I believe that the system allows you to get back your time to do what you do best. What are the things in your business that only you can do? Only you can do, that no one else can do. I tell you what, it's not a call. Like, anybody can lead an opportunity call, but the things that no one else in your business can do for you are connect with people, have conversations with people, have lunch, have coffee, have a walking date, connect on Instagram. Nobody else but you can be the actual human that is connecting with people. And imagine if you were less busy creating Zoom events and assets for Zoom events, what you could do if you took that time and you put it back into relationship building and connecting and getting your own people signed up. So you get to go back to that, but also this is going to free you up to lead your teams, to lead and to love your teams, to give more time to recognition, to development, to encouragement to your team members. None of that is taken away by this system. This system actually just gives you back your time to put it into the pots that are actually going to help grow your paycheck. Kelly says amen, and I'm just going to say amen and amen. So I am going to talk you through how you could utilize this system and how you could, what I've been casting vision for my team and people in my community is I want you to imagine doubling your points this year, okay? What would happen if you doubled your points? For some of you that maybe have lost your emerald rank, what would happen if you tripled your points, quadrupled your points? What would happen? That is what is possible with this system, and that is what is possible if you embrace the +1 concept. That is what I am aiming for in my business. In fact, when I saw the jewel bonus that we have the opportunity to earn from January through May, I told my husband, I turned and looked at my husband and I said, I'm going to earn at a minimum $12,000 with this bonus, and I have a big, scary goal of $20,000. Do you know how many points across my 3 jewel legs I'm going to have to grow in order to do that? A lot. But I'm planning on growing month over month over month over month. I want you to comment bonus in the comments if you want to get those bonuses and if you want to double those bonuses. Because in order to double those bonuses, you have to grow by at least 100 points every single month. I want you to commit to that and type bonus in the comments if that is you. I know that if you follow this system and you put your heart and soul behind it and you move your team towards it, that you can be more successful, working less hard, having more peace and more alignment in your life. And you're going to earn those bonuses, and you are going to re-rank Emerald or Sapphire or Diamond, or rank Sapphire or Diamond, or hit re-entry and become one of the next double diamonds in the company. Okay, so let's talk very simply. What I'm going to do when I end this live is I did create a Google Doc for my community and for my team that basically walks you through how you could think about using this system. Keep in mind that this system does not take away things like your 25 hard, your 3-day sampling challenges, your 7-day challenges, your reset groups. You're still going to keep doing those groups, right? You're going to have those Facebook groups or those Instagram chats. You're going to have that stuff going. This takes over the system of recruiting and duplicating on repeat. Okay, so I will share that document in the comments. You're welcome to use it. You're welcome to look at it. If you don't like it, create your own. But this is how I am using it. Step 1 is invite all customers to bring someone along on the journey with them. 100% of the time, you are going to ask a question. As a leader of a large organization, what this means is like every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or every day, or once a week, you're going to open up your virtual office. You're going to look at who enrolled a new person. And if they are underneath an upline that is inactive, that is not on the same page, that is not using the systems, that is not getting in the boat and not rowing, that is totally disengaged, you know what I'm talking about. We love those people. We're grateful for them. I have no hard feelings about people like that in my organization. It just is what it is. Some people are working, some people are not, right? So the ones that aren't working, I am going to reach out, whether it's my 2 or my 3 or my 4 or my 1. When they sign someone up, I am going to recognize them. And I'm going to say, congrats, so awesome. Congratulations on enrolling Sally. And then I'm going to ask the question, hey, so who's Sally going to bring along with her? Who's Sally's +1 going to be? Did you ask Sally about who she was going to buddy up with to start with? Or did you ask Sally about her +1? Literally, it's going to become a system as a leader where we ask every enroller who the person they enrolled is starting with. And we ourselves, when we sign someone up, ask them, hey, who's going to get started with you? And there's all different kinds of message examples. There's all different kinds of scripts that have been put out there that teach you how to ask that question. And I will open up my document for you guys to look at as well. Okay, as Jules, I'm just going to share that. You can look at these different message invites. You can throw them away. You can keep them, whatever you want to do with them. But step 1 is always going to be ask everyone. And as a leader, we make sure that everyone was asked. And if our team member didn't ask them, it's a coaching opportunity. It's not a micromanaging opportunity where you then reach out to that person. It's a coaching opportunity where you get to teach that person how to do that. Okay, so say they get someone that says, yeah, actually, I'm going to get my sister, or I'm going to get my best friend. What you want to do is get the Getting Started guide into that VIP's hands. Okay, get that Getting Started guide into their hands, have that link copied, have it on lockdown in a note or a Google Doc on your phone, and get that guide over to them. Step 3 kind of goes right along with step 2, which is like use your sponsors guide. Get familiar with the sponsors guide. Here's what I want to say about this. Again, ego, okay? There's ego self and there's higher self. Ego self is going to look at the sponsors guide and make all these different exceptions. Well, but in this case, I would do this, or in this case, I would do that, or, well, I don't know, she's a special case, or, well, I mean, really, after like 15 years of experience, I mean, this would be the very best way to do things, right? And so it's like you end up going back into expert mode, and instead of using the sponsors guide and guiding someone like a sponsor would using the sponsors guide, and telling people to use their Getting Started guide, you go rogue And if you go rogue and you custom design getting started for every single person, guess what? Nobody's going to catch on to the system. Everyone's going to feel like, well, that getting started guide doesn't work. That sponsors guide doesn't work. I guess I have to be an expert. I have to create a custom sharing program for everyone that comes in. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? It's like, I know that there can be exceptions, but if you are making exceptions and you are going rogue from these steps every single time, you are going to be slowing down your team in the name of perfection. And if you want to grow and you want to be a diamond or a double diamond or a star diamond, you have got to put perfection on the altar. Like, you have got to just let it go, because expert is not duplicatable. Perfection is not duplicatable. You know what's duplicatable? Inviting people to these calls, using the Getting Started guide, helping your new business builders to use the sponsors guide. That's what's duplicatable. Okay, so step 1, everyone gets asked. Step 2, those that say yes get the Getting Started guide. Step 3, which kind of goes in lockstep with step 2, is use the sponsors guide and get familiar with it to help your new sharer. Step 4 is invite to Mondays. Invite to Mondays. Now, here's why I put invite to Mondays there. Okay, if I ask someone on sign up, or I have a level 1 that asks someone on sign up, who's going to get started with them, and they have someone right away that they think of, I do not want to slow down that process. I do not want to put the brakes on it and say, instead of like giving her the Getting Started guide, say, okay, great. Well, we have a call on Monday and maybe I'm talking to her on a Wednesday. I'm not going to have her wait until Monday to learn how to start sharing. I'm going to get that guide into her hands right away. And then with that guide, she's going to make her first post. She's going to message people because there's examples in there. And so before she's even come to the call on Monday, she's already taken those steps. So step 4 is make sure we get them on the Monday call. Personally, every Thursday through Monday, I am going to be encouraging my team. I'm going to be sharing message examples. I'm going to be doing challenges for their IPA to get them inviting people from Thursdays through Mondays to the Monday calls, so that we fill up those Monday calls with our customers, with our ambassadors, with those that are interested and curious about the business. And then as soon as that call wraps, it's like we're going to start inviting in massive numbers to Thursdays. But remember, step 4 is invite to Mondays. I put a step 5 in there because this is the follow-up. So many times over the last 9 years, I have seen people be really great at inviting people to come to things, and they'll drop them in a Facebook group or they'll invite them to a call and they'll come, but they don't follow up with the person. And the fortune, as we know, is in the follow-up. And so there has to be a step in there that's follow-up. And step 5 is follow-up. So after this new VIP or this person that's interested in the business comes on Mondays, I am personally with my customers, or I am teaching my team to follow up and ask what their takeaways were and what they're excited about, what they thought of the call, what piqued their curiosity, what got them excited, how could they see this business fitting into their life and blessing their family. And then I'm also going to make sure that they followed through and they texted share to 753-987. So follow up comes after that Monday call. Then step 6 is invite to the Thursday calls. So remember, I've just worked them through. I've asked them the question. They've got the guide. I used the sponsors guide. That means they've already posted and messaged because it's all in there. Then I've invited them to Monday. I've followed up with Monday. They've already got some potentials going. They've already got some conversations going. Maybe they've got their +1 signed up. Maybe they've got 2 signed up. And they've got some other conversations going that haven't closed. We're going to take that new VIP and we're going to say, hey, guess what? I know you're talking to a bunch of people. We have this great call on Thursdays that you can invite all of your friends to. Let me help you with an invite. And then you're going to help them get people invited to the call on Thursday. But also, Thursdays should be used as a validator. Thursdays should be used for any customer, any ambassador that does not have anyone underneath them. Maybe you have a new person that really is not game for sharing with anyone right now, but you just want them to come to the call on Thursdays because you want them to feel certain of their purchase. You want them to feel confident about Plexus quality and standards. And that call is going to validate their decision to buy products from Plexus and to get started on their health journey with Plexus. So the Thursday call is great for existing customers and also for potentials that your new VIPs have, because what we're trying to get away from is every single one of you be in 50 three-way messages, okay? This is what we're gonna say to 50 three-way messages anymore, okay? I used to do that till I was blue in the face. Did it work? Absolutely. Did I have time freedom? No. Was it duplicatable for anyone that had a life? No. Was it the kind of life that like high quality, high level people would want to have? No. Like it works, but it's not a system. Because if the system requires you to be in it, it's not a system. I feel like I have to say that again. If a system requires you to be in it every single day, it is not a system. And so I want people to invite their potentials to this call and let the call do the work. On the calls on Thursdays, there's also going to be a special surprise discount code that people that are on that call can utilize to get a discount when they sign up. And so this is where we want people to be invited to on Thursdays, okay? And then of course we have examples for that, how you would invite people on Thursdays. And then the final step, of course, is just repeat and duplicate, repeat and duplicate. And it just looks like one big round. It just keeps going around and around in a circle every single week. We repeat, 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 repeat. You only get good at a system, and a system only really starts to take hold when you consistently use it, when you don't dilute it or you don't change it or make 5 million different exceptions and variations of the system. Keep the system pure. Utilize the system. It will be good enough. I want to challenge you all as jewels to set a specific goal for yourself every single week. How many potentials are you personally going to have on the Monday calls? How many potentials are you personally going to have on the Thursday calls? And then I want to also encourage you to set a team-wide goal. And when you set a team-wide goal, don't keep it to yourself. Don't just write it on your piece of paper and be like, oh, I pray that my team will get to work. Tell your team, you guys, we're going to light this on fire. We're going to do this. I'm going to see 5 of you become jewels this year, and we're going to get behind this system. We're going to simplify what we've been doing, and we are going to get 25 potentials from our team alone onto that call. Get into those threads and do what a leader does. A leader inspires, a leader casts vision, a leader helps people to believe that they could do things that they never thought they could do. That is where your time should be spent. And so set a team goal, and then also set a team percentage goal for plus ones. I know I've been talking for a long time, but if you can hang with me for 5 more minutes, I'm going to talk about the power behind plus one and how I have seen it change my business, which was in a slump for a while. I have a beautiful, robust business. I've never lost my diamond rank ever. And I've never lost, like I've always earned, the jewel trips on all 3 legs. And I'm that's such a blessing. But I built my business in a smart way. I built my business with multiple legs in each one of the businesses. They were all very balanced with outside leg points. And I had strong leaders in all of those legs. But my business had suffered for a while, and I really just was tired, and I was burnt out, and there were some shifts that were happening in leadership, and it just felt really heavy. And I'm sharing this with you guys because I want to be honest. I do not want anyone to think I'm up here on a pedestal and my business has never had any challenges or struggles. You might see, oh my gosh, she's like earned this on 3 legs, and she's like, it's like, what? Her business never struggles. Well, I'll be the first to tell you, you can earn things, but your business can still be struggling. And if people were actually honest in this page, they would raise their hand and say, yeah, actually, I've won some shopping sprees, but my business went backwards. Okay? And there's no shame in that. But what we're trying to teach you with this system, and specifically with implementing plus one, is that we're not chasing the carrot. What we are chasing here is income. Okay? I want you to grow your points. I want you to grow your income. The carrots are nice. The prizes are nice. The trips are nice. But you know what's really nice? To be able to live debt-free, to be able to pay your bills, to be able to give back, to be able to raise your paddle at an auction for a nonprofit that you love supporting, to be able to build another house, invest in property, start up your brick and mortar dream business, send your child to college, pay for medical treatments. I want you to make some freaking money, okay? And you are not going to make money if you are only chasing prizes. If you are focusing on growing your business through the +1 system and focusing on core rank, you are going to grow your money. You're going to grow your impact, and it's going to happen through growing other people. So we're getting away from this just winning prizes, and we're focusing on the points and the team growth. And honestly, what's going to happen is you're going to get the prizes anyway, but you're just shifting your focus. And so I want you to make a goal every single month. What percentage of people on your team are going to not only enroll somebody, but take that person they enrolled and move them to being a +1, which means they bring somebody along on the journey with them. Just one person, you guys. Do you understand that if everyone on your team added one person and you only started with, 3 level 1s and everyone added one person, you would be an emerald in 7 months. That's the power of one. You see, we think we have to go out and find a rock star or an influencer or someone with a big network or someone that can talk to everyone, when really what you need to do is make it a standard and a system that everyone gets asked, who's coming with you? Who do you know? And we let them know that we have this incredible, money that they can earn back. And so when you're thinking about the +1, it might seem too small, but what it's done in my business is over the last, I think, 4 or 5 months, every single month on one of my legs. Now, granted, I am growing my son's leg now, and he's gone fast start. I have Thomas's leg, I have my reentry leg, and I have my original leg, okay? So these people are level 1s under one of those legs, right? I have developed a new person at a core rank every single month using the +1 system. So I have new leaders growing, I have new teams growing, I have new life in my business. I have people that not only earned the cruise, but like as a new person almost earned the shopping spree. I have a new person that earned the shopping spree. It's just going back to this simple beginning, because we lost track and we stopped building community. And we were chasing prizes and signing up customers. And you became more of like a customer person when we really used to do more duplication. And so for me, it was like, I'm going to get back to the basics. And if only 6% of people are upgrading to ambassador, our company can't be in momentum. Because statistically speaking, across all company lines, across all types of products, any type of network marketing company, if you do not have at least 10% of people signing up at least one new person a month, you are not in momentum. And so 6%, you guys, as jewels, I know we can do better. Can you put that in the chat? Like, I can do better. I can do better. I can do better. We can do better. We are going to do better. I want you to make a commitment that in your organization, it will not be less than 20%. 20% of your customers are going to upgrade and sign up at least one person. They don't have to want to do the business. It can literally just be so they have an accountability partner. They have someone to do this with them. They have someone that's going to make them stick with it. It's their bestie. It's their business partner. It's their coworker, their husband, their sister, their mom. Everybody has one person. We just have to raise the standard of making it every single time people get asked, because I have done that. And my percentage rate is about 70%, okay? So 7 out of 10 times I am converting someone to a brand ambassador across those 4 legs that I am working. And I have new Fast Start Senior Silvers, new Fast Start Golds, new Fast Start Senior Gold that has duplicated down this core rank into her organization, where it's not just her at Senior Gold. She has a level 1 gold, she has a level 2 gold, she has a level 3 silver. And so when you think about the +1, the beauty of it is you do not have to be a rock star recruiter and recruit 10, 15, 20 people. You want to always think about recruiting 3 to 6 new level 1s every single month through your constant, great social media content, through relationships and communication and connection. You enroll 3 to 6, but let's say you enroll 4 and you get at least 2 of those to a +1, then at least 1 of those is going to go to silver. This is just statistically speaking what we know. And so instead of adding 4 people, you've now basically doubled that number. This is how we start to double the size of our team growth. And if you think it doesn't matter and you think +1 is too small, you're going to watch while other people latch onto this idea and absolutely crush it. Because it's the people that think that the little things that don't matter, it's those people that struggle. And when you wake up and you realize it all along, it has been the little things that matter, and you start implementing those little things and raising your standard, that's when your team just goes bonkers, bananas, crazy. And you're all following the same system, right? We're not reinventing the system. We're all following the same system. So step 1 is we are going to identify who could have a +1. Step 2 of implementing the +1 system is then plug them into the system that I just talked about. Like literally, we're just going to plug them into what you're doing. They're going to do the same thing. Again, don't you do one thing and tell them to do something else. Have everybody doing the same thing. The third step to really making the +1, this wave of momentum to double your business, is to recognize team-wide +1 enrollers the day or week that they enroll someone. Team-wide recognition in your chats and a personal message is going to be huge. You have to recognize what you want to see more of. And if you're only recognizing top enrollers, which I think you should recognize too, we should recognize people that rank up, we should recognize top enrollers. But what you have to do if you want to start a movement within your own team is you have to start recognizing, like it's the best thing since sliced bread, people that sign someone up and help that person get a +1. And so let's make sure that recognition is a strong piece of this. And if you drive for it and you follow up with the enrollers to make sure they ask the question and you see them get the +1 and you recognize it, guess what? Everyone loves their name. Everyone loves a shout out. Everyone loves recognition. You're going to start to see, oh, this is just what we do on our team. We start people and we help them start with someone. And then step 4 of the +1 system is simple. Step 4 is simply inviting them to go beyond +1. And that's as simple as saying, yay! Hey, so if you want to grab 2 more friends to do this with you, anyone who struggles with energy, digestion, mood, sleep, or just doesn't feel awesome, you'd actually get another $270 in bonus cash. Who else can we help? And so we're not stopping at the +1, even if they've, we haven't brought up the business, they haven't expressed any interest in it. We're going to do this step. Why? Because it's a system. And in a system, you do not skip the steps. So they get a +1, you recognize them, you shout them out, you private message them, and you ask them about grabbing 2 more friends, okay? Last but not least, what I would call step 5. This is so important, you guys. If it's a system and it's highly duplicatable, that means we don't just stop at our level 1, okay? At this point, as a leader, you want to keep the +1 system going down deeper and deeper and deeper and wider and wider and wider. It's your job as a leader to make sure your new sharer is also asking the magic question, which is something like, hey, do you want to bring along anyone to do this with you? Everyone does better when they do it with someone else. Who's that going to be? And so some version of that, as a leader, you can simply ask this person, who is so-and-so going to bring along with her? And you see, this becomes magical for growth when you're not just doing it with your level 1s, but you're teaching your level 1s to do it with their level 1s. And those people are teaching their people to do it. And the reason why they're teaching them is because they are modeling you. They are mirroring you. And if you are asking the question and you are doing it the right way, instead of you coming into this chat and telling everyone to do 5 million 3-way messages and join these 5 Facebook groups and read these 10 information sheets, like, you guys, If you'll just follow the plan and you'll execute every single time and ask the same questions, your team is going to start doing the same thing. More is caught than is taught. More is caught than is taught. And they're going to catch on to what you're doing, and they are going to start to do it too. And then we create this movement, this +1 movement, where literally nobody starts alone. Nobody gets started on these products alone. Everybody starts with a friend, and the culture of community and the culture of sharing wellness and the culture of everybody being in it together starts to catch on like a wildfire. And this is how we explode the business. This is how I went last month from having a new sharer get her +1 at the beginning of December, because I ask everyone. And by the end of the month, she had 15 people on her team. And guess what? On the 1st of January, she signed up someone else and she got another person to +1, because I'm duplicating it down through the levels. She, of course, is going to go Fast Start Gold this month, possibly even Fast Start Senior Gold, by helping some other people in her organization get +1s, move on to Silver, and then move on to the core rank of Senior Silver. The last thing I can say is that I really want you to wrap your brain around the concept of the core rank. I've studied with many mentors in network marketing. I've invested a lot in getting mentored by the best and understanding what truly converts and what people really want. And while gold was a great mark, it was a great mark, we just were not seeing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people go gold every single month, because the goal line is so much farther out. And for someone that's coming in the beginning feeling kind of casual about this, that would just love to have an extra $500 to $1,000, gold feels like a really big commitment, and it feels like a super big step. But Senior Silver is doable, especially when using the +1. Because if I go to Michelle and I help Michelle get her accountability partner, and then I tell her about grabbing 2 more, and she does that. And then with those 3, we ask the very same questions. Hey, Sherry, who's going to get started with you? We always recommend that you bring someone along that you're really close to. Hey, Melanie, who's going to get started with you? Everyone does better when they have a buddy doing this with them. I know you mentioned your husband has X, Y, and Z. Does he want to do it? Hey, Gabby, who's going to get started with you? And all 3 of these new people grab a +1. Now my new sharer has 6 people in her organization. Oh my gosh, 6 people? She's almost at the core rank. How am I going to drive this home? Well, guess what? Those original 3 that all shared with 1 that have 6, probably one of those 3, because all 3 of these are going to be asked the same question. Once they add their +1, they're going to get asked the same question. Hey, so I'm really excited for your friend Jenny to get started. You know, I'm just going to put this out there. If you want to grab 2 more people to start and come on this journey with you, there's another $270 up for grab. I don't know, might be fun. And maybe one of those people decides, well, yeah, actually, I am going to grab 2 more people. And so now we have 8 people. I went from my level 1 signing up 3, each one of those signing up a +1, and one of those adding 2 more to get to Silver. So now my new ambassador has 8 new people on her team, and she is just kissing that core rank of Senior Silver. And it's so easy to push her over the finish line. I have done this multiple times over the last few months. It's just like, you know what? If you want to grab 1 more friend to start with you, you're actually going to get another $300 bonus plus some extra compensation cash. Would you want to grab 1 more friend? Or say I have these 8 here and I get 1 more of these to add somebody. Well, now I have a team of 9. Or maybe somebody else adds someone and now I have a team of 10. But you can see that in this example, I really truly am not going for somebody coming in and signing up 20 people anymore. I want to sign up strong, healthy, wide, deep organizations that are going to be around and stand the test of time. because we've all had this happen in our business where somebody comes in, they kills it, they sign up 5 million people, and then it's like whoosh all the way back down. And it's simply because there aren't deep roots. And if you utilize the +1 and you drive it down into your organization, and then everyone gets asked, hey, who are 2 more? And then they drive down the +1 through those 3, they start to build that depth, that width, and they get to that core rank faster. And the money that's available with Fast Start Senior Silver in the first month is really significant money. Like if you're just coming into this and you've only had to sign up 3 or 4 people and your friends have signed up some people, you're seeing that other people know people. You're making $800+ and the opportunity feels very, very real. You guys, I know with everything in me, and I know this was really long, I apologize for that. I know with everything in me that we need a system, and we need a company-wide system. And we have so many people in our company that don't have active leaders, that don't have engaged leaders, that don't have clean systems. And so this system is for you, but it's also to serve the entire company so that nobody gets left behind. Because now when somebody buys products, the checkout page asks them the question, essentially, would you like to learn more? They can click on a button, and when they click on that button, they're directed through the process of getting the getting started guide and how to start sharing. And so this provides a safety net. But if you get behind it and we all get in the boat and we row together and we see 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people on these calls, and we start to shout out these +1s like it is the best thing since sliced bread, and we take it to the next step, which is adding another 2, and then we take it to the next step, which is any 7, meaning any 7 anywhere in your organization. They could be your 2, they could be your 3, like any 7. Let's just get 7 more people through the power of +1 to get more people to the core rank. And this is when your team starts to go crazy. You grow by 50 points over here and over here and over here and over here and over here. And all of a sudden, you were stuck at 1,200 points and you haven't been Jewel for years. And all of a sudden, this month, you hit Emerald again. All of a sudden, this becomes your breakthrough year where you just have this revolutionary shift in your business and things go bananas, and you're doing it with peace and you're doing it systematically. And you're not working all hours of the night and the day, and you spend time with your family. Like that's what I want for you. Is I want prosperity and I want joy and I want memories, but I want you to be able to have the abundance that you want without giving up all of your time. And I know that if we do this together and if we decide that it is going to work, it will work. Because what you think in your mind, so shall you have in your life. So if you think this is going to work, it's going to work. And I 1,000% don't just think, I know it is going to work. And I am 1,000% behind this system, as are all of the other beautiful women that helped to create it, and so many more amazing minds that helped weigh in on this as well. God bless everyone. Thank you so much for listening. And I'll drop those resources that I've created in the comments if you want to take a look at them. And if they serve, great. If not, create something that works for you. All right, you guys. Mwah.